Hey guys, welcome back. Here we are. I told you I was going to be back next week, and here I am. And what are we going to talk about? Yes, we're going to talk about cash transaction on Square. What do you do with those cash transactions? When customer pay cash, you record it in Square, but then what to do in QuickBooks? That's exactly what we're going to cover. So without much further ado, we're going straight to our slide presentation. Here we go. All right. Okay. What is the workflow of cash payment in Square? That's what we're going to cover. That's what I said. Okay. So go to the app transactions. We taught you last week, right? So you want to click on the left-hand side menu, transactions, select app transaction. Always add app transactions before you match it in banking. Don't do the other way around. Never do bank first and then match it in the app transactions, because that's going to cause you all kinds of problems, duplication, and you name it. It's I can tell you. So the workflow: go to app transaction. Now I want you to locate those cash transactions here. See that there is card transactions under description, and there's other transaction. Other transactions means cash and check. Okay, so what happens to those transactions when you add them? It will go to what we call undeposited funds, or payments to deposit. Remember, we talk a lot about undeposited funds and payments to deposit. That's kind of like a holding account. It goes there until you tell QuickBooks where you want this to be deposited. And of course, you want it to be deposited on your cash on hand or petty cash, and then we're going to tell you what to do next. Okay, there you go. If you want to you want to select those transactions, you want to make sure that under account you select cash. We talked about that last week. You want to select cash. If you select your checking account, it will be recorded to the wrong account, and you will not be able to reconcile your checking account. So change that to cash or petty cash, whatever you name your cash account. Now, the other thing is that here I selected the 3 transactions, but notice that they have different dates. The best thing that I would advise is to select one at a time, or not necessarily all transactions with the same date at a time. But in this case, it's separate dates, so we would select one at a time and then select the date. And it would be a deposit for 44, one for 51.44, and one for 36.25. I just wanted to make it easier for this slide, but that's what I advise to do. Just do by date, deposit by date. All right, so what next? When you deposit the money in the checking account, you will need to categorize the transaction as a transfer, not a sale. Okay, so this is very important, because a lot of people will have those transactions on undeposited funds sitting over there, and I've seen actually pages and pages of undeposited funds due to Square transactions that were accepted but never deposited. What happens then is that they will go to the bank transaction or go to those those cash deposit, and categorize as sale. Now, keep in mind, when you accept those transactions from app transaction, it's already recording a sale in QuickBooks. And if you categorize the cash deposit as sale, again, what are you doing? Duplicating your income on those cash transactions. You don't want to do that. So you want to make sure that you will categorize that transaction when it clears in banking as a transfer from cash into your checking account. So it's kind of like taking out of one bucket, putting on another bucket. Okay. All right, so notice that when you record the deposit into the cash account, your cash is going to go up. When you record the deposit in a checking account as a transfer, the cash will go down by the cash amount or the cash deposit amount, because basically it's money in, money out on the cash account. So when you categorize as transfer, you're saying to QuickBooks that you're taking this money out of your cash, your petty cash, whatever, and putting on your bank account. Notice that the petty cash account, the cash account balance needs to be the amount that you hold on your petty cash. That's very important. So if you hold any petty cash, you have $300 there, so you can give change, your change amount, whatever you want to use your petty cash for. Maybe pay some people. Keep in mind that the amount in the cash on your cash account needs to be whatever you keep there. Now if you use that to maybe pay some bills, you want to record those expenses. Okay, record the expenses manually, because the cash account is not linked with anything, so any transaction, any money out, has to be manually recorded. So you want to click on the plus new expense, and then make sure you select the cash account and record that expense, right? Maybe you're paying one of your I don't know, one of your contractors. Whatever you're paying with the cash account needs to be recorded, because it doesn't come from the bank. It's not automatic. Now at the end of the day, if you have zero cash, that means your petty cash bank account also needs to be zero. Okay, all right, so end of square for now. You had enough of square, 2 weeks of square. Thanks for watching. Remember, subscribe to our channel. If you like this content, please share with your friends, with your family, co-workers. Share with everyone. We like you to share and subscribe. And I will see you next week. There it is. I'm here. Thanks for watching again. I hope to see you next week. Please, if you like that, give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel if you want us to cover something else for next week. Or no, not just next week. I'm sorry, in the future. Go ahead and write down below. I'm very fast to answer those questions. So make sure you write down below. We'll be happy to interact with you. Love to hear from you, to see what you want from us, from me. So I hope to see you next week. Okay, until then, keep on smiling.